Shalom everyone, continue the tour of Jerusalem. We're in the Ezrat Torah neighborhood here in Jerusalem. Let's check out amazing historic scenes, a brilliant place. Ultra Orthodox Jerusalem, you can see a beautiful yeshiva here. Over here, Talmud Torah Yeteb Lev. And we're packed with so many important things. Now we've got another yeshiva. It's beautiful. This Ezrat Torah neighborhood. Got the trees of Israel and the landscape of Israel here. Ultra Orthodox Israel we're in, friends. This is one of the entrances to Ezrat Torah. Just a side pathway, as we're going to see a lot of history over here. This is the neighborhood itself. Now we've got a huge yeshiva here, massive yeshiva we've got here. Let's get a view of it. Massive. Standing in Israel, nothing beats it. We've got a lot of things to see here on this tour. You can see it's filled with yeshivot. This area, the trees of Israel, the plants of Israel. It's also surrounded by let's say residential Israel also. Now we're going to approach a beautiful square roundabout now. So let's cross the road with a lot of significance. Wow, there's another angle of the yeshiva. There's another. Friends, we're a community here. We are traveling all over Israel together. See the plants of Israel, the buildings and the Torah of Israel. I was just telling someone, people like to come to Israel for the beach, for this, for that, all the physical. We are dealing with the spiritual places over here. We've got a beautiful roundabout here, a famous kikar, as they say, a famous roundabout here in Jerusalem over here. Let's check this out, friends. It's another landmark, ultra orthodox, one of my favorite roundabouts now. First of all, I love the trees that are coming out. Look at this beautiful square roundabout. We look at the trees, another angle. It's like a treat. Let's check it out, friends. The Kikar Rav Melublin, Rabbi Yehuda Meir Shapira, one of the great rabbis of his time. He was a rabbi that instituted the over here. Beautiful. Let's tour around this roundabout now. Here we are in residential part of the ultra-Orthodox areas here in Jerusalem. You can see down there, leads to all different places of Jerusalem, these roads over here. Look at this roundabout, friends. Beautiful, the nature of Israel, the plants, the trees, the Peliuetz. Rabbi Eliezer Papo in his dictionary wrote down the importance of growing trees and plants and nature here. And again, the sign, the Kikar Rav Melublin. Beautiful. Now let's explore. We're about to enter the famous road of the Ohalei Yosef, which is packed with yeshivot and synagogues here. This is, you can see that's the sign for Ezrat Torah, the neighborhood. We go from one part to the other. It's just a square garden again. Look at the flowers and the trees of Israel over here. Now we're going to cross the road and explore. You've got a sign over here. Got the different streets of Israel and synagogues of Israel also. This is now, we're walking towards a famous Bar Ilan street. So you can see everything is close to each other here in Jerusalem. You can see the trees of Israel. Now we've got a yeshiva here. Very famous yeshiva. This is the Ohalei Tzion yeshiva of Rabbi Ben Zion Abashol, one of the famous yeshivot in Israel. I think connected to this, possibly the Safra. Beit Yosef, Safra. Beautiful inside there. We've got another yeshiva over here. I think there's an American yeshiva here also. You can see there's loads of synagogues here in residential Jerusalem. You've got a school called the Chavat Dat Ganei Yeladim. Now, we've also got the Beit Midrash Shevet Levi. See, it's just packed with loads of different Torah places over here. Rav Shmuel Levi Wozner. I think he passed away 10 years ago in 2015. Over here. Now this is a side street of Jerusalem. So we're already seeing a lot of things. I think another Beit Midrash there. Friends, we're a community. We're traveling all over Jerusalem and the residential parts of Jerusalem, the more spiritual parts of Jerusalem. This is walking. We're walking basically from Ezrat Torah to Bar Ilan Street. The famous Bar Ilan Street. There's another huge synagogue we're about to walk past. It's just packed with content over here. Okay, got another huge, I think, yeshiva building called the Kaf HaChaim. First of all, look at that. Those are Torah books, treasures. These are the best books in the world, friends. This Kaf HaChaim was a great rabbi from Iraq. I think was a student of the Ben Ish Chai, Ohalei Yosef Chaim. And there's a huge yeshiva over here named after him. Check that. Yeshivat Kaf HaChaim for Balei Teshuvah. Over here you can see the Mostot Ramah over here, just up there. So we're packed with loads of content. Chastei Hashem. I think this could be a synagogue, I'm not too sure. Look at it, this is another view of the Kaf HaChaim Yeshiva. See, there's just so much. Now we've got another synagogue. Beit Torah Tiferet Gedolah. Over here, we're in the street Eliyahu Yosef. See, there's no shortage here of synagogues, yeshivot, spirituality. We're now in spiritual Israel. Over here, Yismach Moshe, another Beit Yosef. Another, I think, possibly a synagogue, definitely a Torah. Yeshiva Bet Halevi, we've got another yeshiva here. Anaf HaChaim, Chaim Yitzchak Halevi. Yehia Yitzchak Halevi, one of the great rabbis of Israel, he was. The great Temani rabbis. Amazing. Everyone, this is the synagogue of Rabbi Yitzchak Halevi, one of the famous rabbis. Let's check this out, friends, over here. Wow. He was one of the great Temani rabbis. Let's continue walking. Over here, this is a real spiritual Jerusalem. We've got Shalhevet over here. There's a big rabbi here. Now we're coming into Bar Ilan Street over here. You can see how much spirituality can there be in one street alone. You just go from one area to the other. The residential shops of Jerusalem. And we've got the Mishkan Shlomo institutions here. Mostot Mishkan Shlomo. Now we are entering more. We've got a groceries place. So just continue going. Now this leads to the street Bar Ilan, another famous street here in Jerusalem. Nothing beats Israel, friends. Just down there. Every 4 steps in Israel is a mitzvah. It's a Bar Ilan street. I think it could be they're making a train line over here. Over here. It's a Bar Ilan street. We're going to conclude the video in a minute, because I think in the past we've been inside this area, but as a community we are traveling all over Israel. So now we're going. Now we're in Bar Ilan Street itself. This eventually leads up there to there's a whole shopping area in the street respectively. The building works, the buildings of Israel, residential Israel, amazing. Beautiful Israel. Wishing you all a beautiful day. Hope you enjoyed the tour, and watch over the previous tours also.